Well, hello guys, it is that time once again for another edition of Odds and Ends, where I read you some really weird news stories from all over the world, and what can I say, they don't call it Odds and Ends for a reason, you know? Now, you're probably going to be mad at me because I didn't do this on Thursday like I promised, but well, things came up last minute, and then I had to work all this week, and this is the only day I'm going to be getting off besides this next 4-day weekend coming up, and next Thursday is Thanksgiving, as we all know. So by then, I should have a new source, and by then, I should be able to be doing this on time. So I still kept my word, it's just things came up last minute, and kind of set me back a few days, though, but so if you guys are ready, I have my source, and I'm sure you guys are anxious to find out what's going on, so let's get going. Our first story comes out of the Ukraine, where a 9-year-old boy, angry at his father after an argument, allegedly stole his family's nest egg and spent all $4,000 of it on candy. According to the Russian news agency RIA Novosti, the boy admitted to taking the money, which was hidden inside a couch, during a school holiday. Quote, the disappearance was first spotted by his father. He opened the stash and saw it was empty. Tatiana Kushnerova of the Konotop, Ukraine Police Department told reporters. The money, some $3,300 in US cash and 600 euros, about $640 in American currency, was converted into Ukrainian hryvnias, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, with the help of an adult acquaintance. Over the next several days, the boy blew it all on candy, which he was at least kind enough to share with his friends. Okay, you are, what, 9 years old? You found the secret stash of cash, and yet you spent it on candy. I was like that once, no more than a few years ago. Every paycheck I got, most of that money went to candy, but hey, it means that you guys are bad parents and you need to hide your stash a little more better. If a 9-year-old boy is going to go looking through your stash and blow $4,000 on candy. Who blows $4,000 on candy? Okay? That is like bad enough as it is. But eventually he'll pay the price. But moving on. Our next story comes out of Texas, where William Keltler, 52, thought he'd come up with the crime of the century. Unfortunately for him, clerks at a Walmart in Abilene, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, weren't as dumb as he was hoping. Kelter, 52, tried to wrangle a major discount on a television set by swapping bar-coded price tags with a clothes hanger. Instead of paying $228, he hoped to fork over just $1.17. A clerk at the checkout counter found a television for under $2 to be somewhat suspicious and alerted the store's security staff. According to KTXS, Kelter was detained in an office until police arrived. He was charged with felony theft, destruction of evidence, and misdemeanor destruction of writing. His charges were enhanced due to prior theft convictions. Okay, dude. You tried to swap a price tag on a TV for $228 to $1.17. Didn't you think Walmart is going to find that to be a little suspicious if a TV is $2 instead of $230? Yeah, dude, should have thought that one a little bit better, and you should have paid the price of $230. And if I'm judging from the price of a TV for $230, I'm thinking it's like a maybe a little 32, 37-inch TV. I don't know. I don't really not that smart when it comes to prices when it comes to the sizes of TV, but you're an idiot for thinking you're gonna get away with a TV for $2. You should have thought that one a little bit better, dude. But obviously you didn't, so now you're in Odds and Ends. Oh well. Moving on. Our next story comes out of Missouri, where KTVI2 in St. Louis reports a man was arrested and charged with first-degree attempted robbery, third-degree assault, and armed criminal action after he returned to the scene of the crime to demand the return of his gun from his victim. The incident began at 6:45 a.m. on the morning of Wednesday, October 24th, at a bus stop in West Florence. Police allege Lester White, 25, approached several people who were waiting for a ride. He grabbed one man, put him in a headlock, and stuck a gun in his back. The victim grabbed the gun away and several witnesses wrestled White to the ground. The assailant managed to break free and run away, leaving his gun behind. The victim walked to a nearby clinic and was speaking to a security guard when White returned to ask for his gun back. The victim said the gun had already been turned over to police. In retaliation, White allegedly struck the victim in the head. White was promptly arrested and is being held on a $500,000 cash-only bail. Okay, this is not the first time this has happened where someone has come back to the scene of the crime to try to cover their tracks or try to demand something back. But dude, you have got to be stupid to bring a gun and then have them steal it and then take it back and they say, oh, by the way, your gun went over to the police, and then you go over to a nearby clinic and tell a security guard, I got injured by these 4 people, try to arrest them and give me my gun back. Ha! Not gonna work. And on top of that, you are charged with first-degree attempted robbery, third-degree assault, and armed criminal action. You are on a $500,000 cash-only bail. Yeah, dude, real smart thinking. Obviously, you weren't using your head. And why did you pull a gun out on the middle of a bus station while you were waiting for a ride on a bus? Why did you pull out a gun? Were you just bored out of your mind, or did you try to do attempted robbery? Well, obviously, it's attempted robbery because it says on the crime charge that you were charged with first-degree attempted robbery, but obviously you didn't get away with it, and you should have thought a little bit more than that, though. But obviously you didn't, and you're stupid. But yeah, welcome to being somebody's bitch in prison. Moving on, our next story comes out of California. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. California. Jeff Rugot, a candidate for mayor in Paseo Robles, had a particularly bad election day. Not only did he lose to incumbent Mayor Duane Pancino, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that, who claimed 86% of the vote, easily defeating Rugat and another candidate, but he was arrested and thrown in jail for multiple felonies. The San Luis Obispo County Tribune says Rugat was booked on November 6th for investigation of 4 misdemeanors for driving under the influence of alcohol and 4 violations of family court order involving domestic violence. The unsuccessful civil servant is also suspected in a string of alleged crimes in September and October, including felony charges and making criminal threats and brandishing a firearm. Police also took reports recently involving Rugat for allegedly grand theft, vandalism, and trespassing, although those charges did not appear in this latest string of warrants. Superior Court Judge John Trice remanded Rugat 45 to St. Louis Apusac County Jail. His bail has been set at $1.1 million. Rugat is the owner of Rentuna's Car Stereo in Paso Robles. Okay, you own the Rentuna's Car Stereo in this place, and yet you try to run for mayor. You lost to a guy who claimed 86% of the votes and another candidate, and yet you were charged with multiple felonies and misdemeanors, and your bail is set at $1.1 million. Should have thought that one through before you decided, oh, I'm going to run for mayor, and then hopefully these charges don't get thrown at me, and then if they do, someone else is going to take my place after the first 3 days in office. Ha! Should have thought that one out a little bit better, dude, but obviously you didn't, and you were too stupid to even think that through. But oh man, people are stupid to think that they're gonna run for office and to think that their charges aren't gonna get surfaced. Yeah, and how many people have been in office and had how many scandals and crimes and all this happen to them in the past? Quite a lot, I will say that. And lastly, our final story comes out of New York, where the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. David Jimenez was so grateful for his wife's miraculous triumph over ovarian cancer that he offered to clean the crucifix outside St. Patrick's Church in Newburgh, where he spent 2 years praying for her recovery. Unfortunately, the giant cross collapsed while he was cleaning it, crushing his right leg. The limb was eventually amputated, and now Jimenez is suing the church. Jimenez said he prayed at the Towering Cross for 2 years, hoping that his wife would beat her disease. In 2010, she was deemed cancer-free. Quote, he attributed her recovery to his devotion to the cross and Christ hearing his prayers, Jimenez's lawyer Kevin Kiston told the Associated Press. While Jimenez was scrubbing Christ's face with rags and soapy water, however, the 600-pound marble crucifix snapped off at the base and crushed Jimenez's leg. He's now filed suit against the Roman Catholic Church for $3 million. The lawsuit is scheduled to go on to trial in state Supreme Court in Orange County in January. Wow. So you were praying for 2 years for your wife's disease to go away, and it finally did. I, give you my sincerest condolences and wish you, congratulations on that. And then you decide, okay, I've been praying at this cross for 2 years, so let me go clean it. And little did you realize that this thing is made of marble, which is a stone, and it's 600 pounds. You didn't think that something was going to happen, but it did. It snapped off, it crushed your leg, and now you're suing the church for $3 million. You might get most of that money, maybe a little. I don't know. But if you actually do get that money because the cross crushed your leg, then I don't know what to say to you about this whole thing about praying, and then next thing you know, they're crushing your leg. You crushed your leg, and now it's amputated, and now you're gonna get money out of this. So hopefully, everybody can get something out of this, though. But anyways, guys, that is it for this edition of Odds and Ends, and I really hope you guys enjoyed listening to the stories as much as I like reading them to you. And like I said, I am on schedule, and I will have the next story for you guys this Thursday for sure. And you just have to wait and see, and hopefully if things go, the way they do, with my work schedule and everything, then I should have somewhat of a collaborated vlog probably before or after this Odds and Ends. I don't know, it's kind of still up in the air, and anything can go anyway, but so yeah, we will see you guys Thursday for another edition, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.